Loading spear.
What is up, you guys? It's your boy Captain Jack. Welcome back to the channel. We're in our secret spot. You can see nobody knows where this spot is. We got a crew. We got Ricky, yo, Spencer, my dad, Johnny boy, rocking on the Andros, and we sent it pretty far offshore, and we are going for red snapper. There is a technique for these guys, so stay tuned for that. I'll be doing voiceovers in the water, as well as I'm gonna show you a nice way to cook up these fish so you get the best bang for your buck. But we are being extremely selective, 1 fish per person, and it is 1 day a year we are allowed to do this. But we're gonna get in the water, we're gonna get after it, and I'll see you guys down below. Welcome back underwater, you guys, and welcome to the voiceovers. Do me a favor, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and make sure you hit that subscribe button so you're notified every time I drop a video. And do me a favor, if you enjoy these, hit that thumbs up, helps push the videos around. And if you like supporting the channel and what I do, go ahead and do all that, and it is free for you and it helps me out. Now, as you guys can see, what I did there is I just brought in a handful of chummies, and what we're using are some pilchards that I caught in the cast net the day before. And I'm just letting them sink to the bottom. And the gun I'm using is my Rob Allen 120 roller. This is a great option, very versatile gun. And another positive about it is you don't have to have the load assist to load it. You can see it has that one center stop where you can halfway load the band, and you're able to basically load the gun without a load assist, which all normal Rob Allens, you normally have to have a load assist. The place we're diving though, Spencer already shot off, and I'll go over to the whole way we chum later in the video, so make sure you stay tuned for that. But we were in a really deep area and a nasty thermocline, and the water didn't really open up towards the bottom, so it made it really tough diving. But Spencer made it drop to about 40 feet, shot something, and it absolutely took off, and multiple ones of us made it drop, hoping and thinking it was a red snapper, and it would come up and we would either fight off sharks or put a backup shot in it. And that's what you definitely have to do as a backup diver. I realized the fish was not straight down.
What do you got?
And it was kind of off to the side. Spencer wasn't saying anything, so he just seemed really focused, and I come to realize that he shot a decent sized kingfish. I double check with him, make sure he needs this
kingfish. You want a second
make
shot?
sure if he finds out if he needs a second shot. He shook his head no, so he was, he's the one who took the shot. He was sure of it, so he goes in ahead and secures this fish. And it's not too long before some more pelagic start showing up though. And a little tip you can take is, if you see a friend struggling with a fish, having 2 hands securing the fish, pull out your knife, brain the fish for them, and then now the fight's over. You can hand them their knife and they can bleed, brain, gut, do the rest of it. But he's handling this fine. Said there was no snapper whenever he went down there. It was just that fish. And moments later, after he gutted that kingfish, a nice amberjack showed up. We weren't seeing a whole lot up to this point at the deeper area, so we start to kind of think of changing up game plans, and I just wanted to make sure we got some meat in the boat. Ricky had a chance to shoot this fish, but he passed. He was hoping for a snapper. John ended up just putting a backup shot just because it makes it a little easier to fight the fish, bring him up. But this thing does kind of kick my butt at the surface, and he actually, you see if you can pinpoint when it happens, but I get a hold of the fish and he absolutely rocks me right in between the legs with his tail, just tail kicks me. So he got a little bit of revenge, and then we had a little bit of a laugh about it.
You want a knife?
Yeah.
And you see John doing the same thing, handing me the knife, braining the fish whenever I need help.
It's killing me in my nuts.
What a crazy thing is, I shot this fish, it bled a lot, and I still decided to bleed the fish, and good thing I did, because it just kept pouring blood out. And the reason we do this is because it really makes there be less bloodline in the meat when you fillet it, and it just makes it for a much better tasting experience when you harvest your own catch. This is honestly a method that I swear by, and I think everybody should practice it, especially if you're in the water free diving.
You got him?
Now, one thing I do is I let you hold your breath with me when we make these drops. Here's the countdown and here's the timer. So go ahead and hold your breath. I start to descend and Spencer is kind of like right next to me when I'm diving, and there's these mangrove snapper that came up to the chum and he takes a quick shot on it. And the way we do this chumming in this kind of water is there's never really a lot of current where we're at, and when that happens you just kind of let the chum sink down to the bottom slowly, especially whenever it's not great viz like this. And you'll see on my next drop as I follow the chum all the way down to the bottom, and it just helps you get perspective when you're down there in the murk, and also it helps bring in fish when this stuff is slowly sinking to the bottom. So Spencer got that mangrove snapper in the boat. Ricky goes ahead and makes a drop, and we're kind of doing some double drops. We're only in about like around 70 feet, so it's not too crazy to make bottom drops with one another, especially since it's a calm day. We have multiple people in the water. We're not really overexerting and pushing ourselves doing crazy deep drops together. But Ricky just hangs out and holds back because of that really milky thermocline all the way on the bottom. But once you push through it, you kind of get over that fear, and that's what I'm doing on this drop. You saw him pull back and he starts heading up to the surface, but I just keep pushing through, and you can even see how milky and dirty the water is coming at the GoPro. But that chum really helps you get perspective of depth perception, and I'm just following one piece at a time all the way till I finally see sand and make sorts of everything down there at the bottom. Now once I'm to the sand, I see the structure that we've been seeing from the sonar. We see a little drop off, we see little caves, and at this point if I see a mangrove or red or anything, I'm gonna try to shoot it. But none of those things came in on this drop, but something else did, so continue to watch and see me lace my second, well, I shot that AJ, but a second fish, which happens to be this sheep's head, and I'll let this clip play out and you guys enjoy.
Yeah, I shot a sheep's head.
Up until this point, the day has been super slow. We've been making drifts, not seeing any red snapper, and right before this clip, before I turned my GoPro on, a red snapper came up, ate some chum, and shot straight to the bottom. And now I know that they love hanging out mid-water column, but if you get all the way to the bottom when the red snapper are around, you can see them come in like ghosts off in the distance, and they kind of have a white shade to them. So I don't really know exactly what we're on. We're just kind of going off of random numbers that and random marks on the sonar. But I get all the way to the bottom and I see, I think that was a red maybe to my right, but the GoPro picks up a lot better than actually what's real life. And there was a nice red snapper there, and I shot, and I don't know how that thing didn't stick, but I'm guessing I shot upwards with my spear and it I thought I was gonna get a stone shot, but it just grazed off of his head. He took off, didn't secure him at all, and was super bummed. But that was a really good sign that the reds are in the area, and we found the right spot, right depth, everything to hopefully chum him up.
Big red. I shot high. There's a bunch of them. That was a good drop. Yeah, you gotta hit the bottom. Big reds. Yeah. I saw him. He just bombarded the chum, ate it all, and then went to the bottom. I went to the bottom, sat there for like a few seconds, and 2 really big ones came in. And I shot high. I thought I was gonna stone him. I was just off the mark, and yeah, they're around. We're on them.
This is absolutely great what happens next. We reset on that same exact spot, and this is Ricky's GoPro. He's the first one making the drop. We're all at the surface watching this chum, and there's some stuff coming up to it, and a freaking cobia swims right up to it. And I was gonna kill Ricky because he just kind of like didn't pursue that cobia at all, which I probably would have done, but it was the right move because here come more cobia and a ton of red snapper, and you'll listen to the gunshots right here. So Spencer shot that cobia, and almost instantly after, Ricky shot his, and now all chaos breaks loose. He starts ripping it up to the surface to fight, like pull it away from the sharks. And now we switch to my GoPro. You see Spencer coming up, ripping the cobia up, and here's Ricky ripping his red snapper up. I go down to play, to fend off any sharks or anything that comes cruising up. Sure enough, this lemon shark starts cruising up to or a silky shark, some kind of shark, comes cruising up, and I saw Ricky got his red snapper up to the surface, and this cobia was playing dead. I put a backup shot just to make sure, and you'll see why in a minute, why you always want to double shot cobia.
Yeah, Ricky got a big red.
This thing goes absolutely insane, and we'll switch back and forth to a couple of cameras to show you all this footage, and yeah, just enjoy this play out and how stoked we all are.
You got it? Yep. Yeah, that's a big head, dude. Woo! Dude, that is a f***ing giant!
Thank you.
Give Ricky shots how to do it!
Thank you.
Look at the size of the
Thank you.
dude. Holy shit.
Dude, he torched that cope.
That's my first red.
I just shot a cobia and I'm like, where? And then I realized it's below us.
Yeah.
Dude,
Dude,
that was crazy. I saw him come in, and I was like, Ricky, shoot that fucking cobia. Good thing you did it. Good thing you did it. Hell yeah. Dude, that's awesome. That's a huge red, dude.
Yeah, that's really
That is a monster.
That's a 68. That's a 60-year-old fish, bro.
Yeah, that thing's huge. Holy smokes. All right,
I'm done.
we're on him. John shot.
It's like a 30-pounder.
That's like the size of the one you shot,
It
dude.
is.
Holy shit. That wasn't a bull, was it?
No, that was the lemon.
Dude, there's so many cobias. You saw them all?
No, I didn't see a
5
single one.
cobias.
Were there?
I was looking. I was like, which one?
I saw one of them come in.
Cobias and reds everywhere.
Really?
everywhere.
Let's go back. All right, go.
So we are absolutely stoked on that fish and that experience. So we do another drift, and sure enough, just like clockwork, here comes a mangrove snapper, and you can see the difference of what the reds look like, significantly bigger. And on this red, I was kind of half-hearted because I was like, it's not that big. But shortly after, John shot that mangrove snapper, and that mangrove was about maybe a 21-inch mangrove, which means that snapper was probably over 40 inches right here. But I kind of shoot a half-hearted shot. I shot a little high, and what I did there, what you can kind of take from this, is as I shot, the fish wasn't super spooked, so I just slowly ascended to the surface and hoped that somebody could get another shot of the fish.
Hey, he's still around. The red is still around.
Unfortunately, that red snapper did not show up. John shot that mangrove, so we had a couple of mangroves in the box, and I was kind of curious on what caused all these fish to show up in one area. And there was multiple little bumps on the bottom from the sonar, but I wanted to get down there and check, and it was almost to 80 feet, the bottom where we were at. So I wanted to really get down there and check what the heck these fish are, eating and why they're like thriving here. But they kind of disappeared, to be honest. The reds were super finicky, but I make it all the way to the bottom on this edge, and I see what all the snapper are feeding on. There's just clouds of glass minnows cruising along this edge here, and that had to be what all the fish were feeding on. And I was really hoping I'd see some reds or some mangroves, like big mangroves, cruising through these fields of like just clouds of these glass minnows. But I'm assuming it might be like this along the whole edge, and the reds can just pick and choose where they want to go on the edge. And since we kind of blew out the one spot, it made it less appealing for them to come to this certain area. So for us to pinpoint exactly where to go to get these fish, it was going to be near impossible. And it's getting late in the day, and I don't want to start pushing myself, but I make at least one more drop, hoping for the best, and see if you guys can hold your breath with me on this next one.
That's a good drop. Yeah, glass minnows. I love that.
That last dive was one part of the reef, so I wanted to take you down on another area of the reef. Again, this whole area is in about 80, almost pushing close to 80 feet, depending on where you are in the sand. Make it a quick drop. And again, I want to strive. One of the most important things about when you're diving is really giving yourself a lot of time in between dives. That's one thing I found out. It's made me dive a lot better. It's a lot safer. It keeps you from pushing yourself. I have not blacked out yet, knock on wood. But it's a good thing to practice. If you make a 1-minute dive, be at the surface for at least 2 minutes, even 3 if you are in no rush to make a drop. You see, hitting the sand, keeping my eyes peeled, hoping for one of those ghosts and those shadows to come into view. And it's crazy how much more the GoPro picks up than the naked eye, because with that red snapper, I saw so much more than this camera actually, or so much less than what this camera shows. But I found that edge here, and it's crazy because this area has no glass minnows on it and significantly less amount of life. And with it being such a vast area, it's really hard to pinpoint where to find these fish. And so we end up just cutting our losses it's towards the end of the day. I start kind of feeling a little crampy and I don't want to push it, so I decide to head to the surface and we call it a trip. And stay tuned, guys. We have some really funny and amazing meals to be cooked, so don't go anywhere. And again, do me a favor, like, subscribe, and thanks for following the adventures. All right, you guys, we made it in, and it was kind of a slower day than usual, surprisingly, but Ricky got his first ARS, and it was an absolute giant. We got cobia, we got AJ, we got kingfish, we got sheep's head, and we got some mangs. So we got into some fish, and it was a pretty epic diving. We are on our way back to our campsite, and we're actually fillet the fish at our campsite, and we're gonna cook them up tonight. So I'm taking you guys along for that. There's a lot more action coming your way, so do not go anywhere. All right, so we finally got settled in. Here is the campsite, and look at that. We're right at Ocean's Edge. We actually thought it'd be an easier idea to bring the trailer up, or the boat on the trailer, and just give it a good rinse down and everything. But yeah, we got the whole setup. This is where we all stayed last night, in the camper. Spencer and I, that's a Murphy bed, pulls down. Spencer and I stayed in that. My dad stayed in the bunk in the back. But now it is fish filleting time. And we're gonna cook up something really good for you guys tonight. These guys don't know what's in store. I have the ingredients and all of the products necessary to cook it up. John, you out of here?
I'm gonna be.
John's just gonna, he's just dive and ditch. He's a dive and ditcher.
I'm trying to pay you, bro.
Why?
Pay me what?
For fuel. What do you?
Get on your knees then, bro.
No, we'll Venmo or something.
All right.
But yeah, we're gonna dive into filleting these fish,
I didn't have.
and then we're actually going to.
Take my whole drink in
I'm
there.
freaking exhausted. I don't even know what to say anymore. But honestly, this view doesn't get any better. Filleting fish right at Oceanside, and everything's gonna get a saltwater rinse down, so it's not gonna be, you know, all grimed up with that fresh water. If you know, you know. But I'll show you guys the aftermath once we're done filleting, and we are definitely gonna be cooking and eating some of that red snapper tonight, so don't go anywhere. Dude, it's such a tank, man. Look at the size of that fish.
Thank God we got one.
Woo! Yeah, at least we'll get to eat. It's a tank,
Everybody
man.
gets a taste.
Dude, that meat is white. Good.
Oh, it's such good meat. Money. Good job, Ricky.
Hey,
Good thing I brought the noob.
We got the
Noob Spearo. Good thing I brought the noob.
Oh boy.
No, dude, right place, right time, man. Put a good shot in him, man, dude.
Yeah, the big boy.
Good stuff.
The shot either. Like
Fillet time. All right, you guys, we left the campsite and we actually decided to do something a little bit different. I got the collar off of that snapper, and look what we got. What'd you do to it?
Put some olive oil, some seasoning, some butter.
So are you
put
done
butter on
with
it?
this?
There's the bottom of it.
Oh yeah, there's the skin on.
We'll leave the skin on it.
Yeah,
Let it
and then we'll
cook.
just peel it.
Yeah.
We'll peel the skin after.
And the mangrove's on the
nice
grill
shirt.
already.
Nice shirt, dude.
Oh, thank you.
He advertised.
I know a guy.
Yeah, he knows a guy. All right, but we're gonna see this thing on the grill. All right, I came out here to show you the grill, but I ran into Juan.
Show me cigars in 92.
Yeah, he's showing me how to smoke cigars,
Okay, so-
or wants me to.
If you guys want to smoke a cigar, the way you do it is you look at it first, and then you make love to it, and then you look. You just let it go in your mouth.
So you
It
just
goes
you don't
in
you
your mouth,
don't
inhale.
tongue it?
No.
I thought you just inhale. Just breathe it all in. Is that how you dive deeper?
No. I mean, it's not a bad idea. But the thing is, the way cigars is like tobacco. It just goes in your mouth. Watch.
Dude, this video is gonna get so many views because this guy.
You see it? So
Yeah,
you
I
don't
did.
inhale it. That's
I know.
You can free dive longer because you don't inhale it.
Well, I know that. Let me see what we got going on here. Oh, they put it in foil? What are they doing? What are these guys doing? All right, so I took that mangrove and I scaled it out, and they wrapped it up in foil. Whose idea was that? Steve's? Nah, I could have guessed that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Steve.
I'm sorry I didn't take a picture of the fish before I.
No, dude, why are you wrapping it in foil?
Because he wanted to.
I don't want to dry it out.
Hey,
Well,
Jack,
what you can't. No.
Jack, the reason he did it, here's the reason he did it. And most of the time, that's what people do. They did it because they wanted to. And that's what they want to do. But here,
Philosophy.
You're open
People do it because they want to.
because they wanted to. Right? There's no other reason.
Is this what's been going on this entire time while I wasn't down here?
So listen.
Oh my gosh.
This is a Scotch bonnet pepper. See the Scotch
Oh,
bonnet?
nice.
See there? I had about 50
Nice.
of them off there.
Did you throw it in the fish?
No.
Oh, come on.
This is the second one. See all the new bloom on it?
Come on, man.
Look at this Everglades tomato.
Dude, that's nice.
Yeah, look at the size of this Everglades tomato.
Yeah, you got a whole little garden going on here.
And then look at the size of that Everglades tomato over there.
Dang.
And the pineapple, we already got the pineapple going.
I like your little crow. What are they called?
That doesn't matter. It's very aggressive.
I'm eating your one tomato.
Eat it. There's a bunch on the other tree.
Super sweet. Dad, is Wong dropping some knowledge on you?
Oh yeah.
I got you, Jack.
Dude, threw it on there.
All those senators and all
That
those
looks
guys
good.
that have been up there for 20 or 30
And then we're gonna flip
years.
it.
Beautiful.
Looks nice, right?
What a feast. Yes.
Gorgeous.
You want those sausages?
Yeah.
Next to me, coach.
All right. Juan wants to give sage advice. What is it?
There's 3 words you can't. Well, I mean, you can if you want to, but here's 3 words you're not supposed to use. 1, I hate. You don't hate. You just dislike. The other one's, I won't. Now you're going to. And the other one's, I can't. Of course you can't. You can do anything you want. Do it. You can do whatever you want.
Can't's dead.
Yeah,
That's what my dad used to say.
some sage advice.
He said, when somebody say can't.
All-time diver.
Can't's dead.
Diver advice.
Can't.
Can't's dead.
You won't.
All right, let me see. Dude, where's it? Look at that. That looks so good. Look at the scales. Scales falling off. That's gonna be good. All right, it's taste test time. We got it off.
There you go. Wait. Come on, man.
Oh,
There you go.
we gotta show the whole spread. We got the lobster. All of that. And we got the fish.
We gotta open the
About
fish
to-
up. We just
about
wait.
to come off.
Just wait.
I'm taste testing this collar. Dude, such a different texture. Almost taste. Yeah, that's really good. That's so good. Oh my god. We're just gonna dig into this over the meat. It's so good. Holy crap. Try it.
I already did.
No, try it.
No, I went down there and got, see right there? I got that right there. Look at it still. I hope it didn't dry out too much.
Maybe a little bit, but I still think it's good. You went through the skin.
Right there.
Yeah, there you go.
Look at that. Look how white it is.
Yeah, that's so good.
Tons of flavor too. Good flavor. Got a little grill flavor.
Yeah.
That's what's good. I got the
Oh my
grill
god, that's so
flavor.
good. Yeah. Open it up on the grill.
That's
And normally people throw these things away. But on a fish that big, it's worth keeping for sure.
Absolutely.